Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss two huge Easter eggs from Scream 5 that could have enormous implications for future Scream films, and also greatly impact the story of what is to come. Let's hit it. So early in the movie, we see a scene of Richie hanging out in his hotel room watching YouTube on his laptop. Now in this scene, he is talking to Sam on the phone and the camera pans down to his laptop screen and we see two incredible video titles. The first one that I want to point out is the top story, no pun intended, on the right side of the YouTube page he is looking at. Now here we see the title, Interview with Woodsboro Survivor Kirby Reed. Haha, now this settles the 11-year debate between fans that I've never really understood. Now what I mean by that is Wes Craven himself said that Kirby was not dead, and he even made sure that before the camera leaves her for the final time in Scream 4, she makes a very slight movement, and Wes was very clear about this, and he remained adamant that Kirby was alive and that she was going to be back in Scream 5 if he had been given the opportunity to make it after Scream 4 was released. So the question now becomes, how does her being alive impact future sequels? Well, this is a Scream film, and nothing happens by accident in a Scream film. You guys know that, I know that. So I firmly believe that this was radio silence laying the groundwork for Kirby to return to the franchise, and I could see it happening in Scream 6. We already know that the story will continue in Woodsboro, according to what Matt and Tyler from Radio Silence have said regarding their first look at the Scream 6 outline, the storyline from Guy Busick and James Vanderbilt, that they already are writing it, so it's going to be in Woodsboro. So that's for sure is what we know, that one thing. Now, depending on what happens with Sidney's role in Scream 6, it could help determine the direction for Kirby. For example, if Sidney is not in Scream 6, Kirby would be a great legacy character who is adored by most fans of the franchise, and they could bring her back, and it would be a great payoff to the legacy fans, and she could be there to serve as that mentor role to Sam and Tara, and also to Chad and Mindy as well. So I could definitely see Kirby being the new legacy character they bring in, and Sidney, maybe we don't even see her in Scream 6, or they could go a million other different directions. But that's just one thought of how that could be done. And I do believe it would be a fantastic touch to have Kirby back, and I'm just so happy that we all know once and for all, definitively answered that she is, yes, for sure, alive. So that's fantastic news. Now, on to the final Easter egg we see on Richie's laptop. Radio Silence gave us two. And if you look all the way down to the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, we see this. The video title says, Did the Real-Life Stu Macher Survive? And it's on the channel titled True Crime Conspiracies. So I absolutely love this for two reasons. First, it's commenting on content creators like myself and those fans of you out there who are watching this who also still believe that Stu is very much alive. And oh, by the way, so did Wes Craven. Just want to remind the world of that point. But I just love this because, it shows that even inside the Scream universe now, the fans rightly question and doubt Stu's death as well. And again, as they should. So kudos to Radio Silence for acknowledging what a significant portion of the Scream fan base believes in terms of Stu being alive, both in our world and in the Scream universe world too. And this brings me to my second reason that I love this. The second reason I love Radio Silence including this is because by doing so, they themselves have left the door open for Stu's return to the franchise. And to add to this, I listened carefully in the 2 times that I've seen the movie. Every time Stu's name was mentioned, I really perked my ears up to listen carefully, and never once did any of the characters ever refer to him as deceased, dead, or he had died, or that he was killed. So as far as I'm concerned, there is an even higher chance that we could see Stu return in the future in some capacity. And Radio Silence right here had the opportunity to slam the door shut on that by definitively saying by any one of the characters or any of these news articles or YouTube channel pages, any of these things, they could have easily said, that Stu was dead or Stu had died back in 96 or whatever, when they're talking about his sister, for example. When Vince dies and they say, well, his mom was Stu's sister, and Stu died back in 96. They didn't say that. So Radio Silence had the opportunity in this movie to tell us all, once and for all, Stu was dead, but they did not do that at all. And knowing that they themselves are super fans of the Scream franchise and Wes Craven as well, it makes perfect sense because Matt and Tyler already know what Wes Craven knew, and that's that Stu was alive. And Wes Craven did not make that a secret at all. So all I have to say on the Stu front, guys, is stay tuned. All right, everyone. I want to know what you think about these 2 amazingly cool Easter eggs and how they may impact the future of the Scream films. I also want to hear your opinions, thoughts, and ideas and theories on these and how they may relate to the films. So start leaving your comments below right now so we can discuss it together. Well, that is it for this update, but I'll be back soon with more Scream and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and until next time, this is Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror, all the time. Thank you for watching.